was thinking about, like, when you're going through this death or these aspects of yourself that are dying, that it's sometimes excruciating pain. You know, it's painful sometimes to let those parts of all that you've known as about yourself to be gone, because it's like, you know, that I don't know, is it Soldier Boy? I don't know who that meme is where they're holding on to their money, like what? That's just what I feel like, you know. You don't, that's me. Everybody wants to be so me. This story that you tell yourself that you are so, this is what makes up Patrice. And if that part of her dies, then she won't be Patrice anymore. Like, no, actually, you'll be more of who Patrice is growing to be, or who you are growing to be. And I just think that although it's very painful, sometimes it can be very painful. Sometimes it's very painful to look at stuff. Sometimes it's very, very painful to bring things up, to look at things, to realize things, to accept things. But it just has to be done, or else it's not, you're not going to be able to transmute it into something more positive. And most times we need assistance to help. And this is just something else. Sometimes we need others to help us see and understand what's dying, what's being reborn, what we're going through at the time, how to like still physically live, stay up and maneuver through life, you know, through these deaths. And I urge you guys to read any book that calls to you. Like if somebody recommends a book to you, or if you just keep seeing a book all the time. I know that everybody, you know, doesn't learn the same way, but for me and my journey of life, books like saved me, you know. If you keep seeing a book like multiple times on social media, you gotta follow the right people. You might need to let your old self die. Like before I have came up with the idea that I needed to erase my previous, Instagram, and also my previous Twitter, because my Twitter was just extremely toxic. The tweets that people were tweeting, I could not. So I just took everything down, and then I started over, and I made sure that I followed certain people that I felt like could feed me. So like sometimes I'm like in a different world because I think that the whole world is how my feeds are, which is just positive. But then something else might slip in there, like especially on Twitter, and I'll be like, what? And delete. But anyways, anyone who thinks they know you yesterday might not know you today after you've been reborn. And also that is okay, because for me, if I'm not working out for you, or, you know, what am I going to do? I want you to get the people around you who work for you. And if I'm not that, then I'm not that. And that's how you have to be. Like, I just feel like it's like you're just so disciplined, and you're just like, hey, I got, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are, it's life, you know. They might think that they know you now, but, you know, you're not the same person that you were yesterday or last month or last year or for the past 5 years or whatever, you know, sometimes. So I guess my advice would be to be compassionate with yourself, as you are when we lose someone, you know, and you're kind of just doing the best that you can at that time while you mourn that person. And you have to be that way with the parts of yourself that are no longer you anymore, and just be compassionate with yourself if you're like going back and forth, like, you know, because you're growing and you are a human. You are not a robot. You're not a computer, kinda. And it's debatable. But just like you are to honor your loved ones who leave before us, you know, we like to honor them by how we live. this is the same way I feel like you should honor like those old parts of yourself. Like, you know, joke, laugh, help someone else who asks for your help in that same situation, etc. You know, things like that. Like, don't be so like, that is not me anymore. You know, like, kind of just like honor that part of yourself that you, maybe you were like that, and be okay with it and be at peace with it and move on. But if you have to talk about it, you need to be in that place of acceptance where you can say boom bang, you know. I think that to complete your purpose sometimes, or to grow, there will most definitely be parts of you that have to die. I just came back from a trip to a place where it just feels totally different, and it's because I'm different, you know. Maybe before I had beliefs that, you know, everybody was a certain way, and then everybody was a certain way because I believed that that's what it was, or I just had some fears and intimidations. And this time I didn't even know who I didn't even know who I was. And that's probably because a lot of myself had to die, or probably died in the past year. I also think that you should celebrate once you've realized and recognized that you've been reborn. I think that we're always like, as a human race, we're always trying to get to something. We're trying to get that next thing, whatever it is, or we're trying to get to that place, whether it's emotional, whether it's, you know what I mean? And I think that sometimes we need to pause and be like, dang, I came a long way and I'm happy that I'm not her anymore. Or just like, oh, pobrecita, she didn't even know anything, you know. Or not even that, those are kind of negative, but just like celebrate that you're in a new space, you're in a new place, you're a new face, you know what I'm saying? And express yourself. So if you're going through a time like this, you may not know who needs or could benefit from your newfound energy, okay? So don't like stay as a hermit unless that's all you can do at the time, you know. Kind of just listen to your body and what it needs, because nobody can tell you like you can tell yourself, you know. So once again, let's end this again. Just ease up on yourself a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you for all all the love that I receive. I just want to give that back to you all, and I hope that you're just patient with yourself, kind to yourself, and happy rebirth. Bye.